Goddag og endnu en gang velkommen til Wine Factory. Vi står her stadigvæk på Domæne Brandis vinmesse og har smagt en fantastisk masse forskellige vine. Og vi håber også, at nogle af jer har været hernede. Vi har snakket med nogle af jer, men vi håber, at mange af jer har haft en positiv oplevelse med det. Ellers så vil vi da gerne anbefale til næste år. Der er virkelig mange vine af meget høj kvalitet. Både italienske og franske specielt er det. Jeg står her med Brovia. Brovia er en producent fra Piemonte, som laver vine af den traditionelle stil. Det har været det meget kendt for. Derfor er det heller ikke en stil for alle. Så derfor vil jeg ikke umiddelbart anbefale at gå ud og købe den, fordi det er en meget traditionel, lidt gammeldags stil. Men hvis man har lyst til at prøve det, så synes jeg da også, at man skal prøve at købe det. Jeg står her med Alex Sanchez kone er en del af Brovia-familien, og han er altså her i Danmark for at repræsentere Brovia i dag. Det her til mig at spørge ham lidt om, nu har vi snakket lidt med de andre producenter om overgangene. Det jeg rigtig godt kunne tænke mig at spørge Alex Sanchez om, det er det her med stilene. Altså nu er Brovia kendt som en meget traditionalistisk stil. Hvad mener han selv om det i forhold til den mere moderne stil, den mere sådan tunge, solvarme stil? Og det håber vi, han kan fortælle os lidt om. Welcome Alex Sanchez, welcome to the show. I would very much like to ask you a bit about the styles, because normally for normal consumers we usually divide producers into the traditional style and the more modern style. So what do you think about that, and where do you place yourself in these categories?
Okay. First of all, the terms of modern and traditional were terms that used mostly in the 90s. I think these two terms during these last years have been somehow separated, because it's not black and white. There are many things in between, and because in the 90s people defined modern producers those that started to apply new techniques to Barolo, and traditional producers those that remained in a certain way of making wines. Unfortunately, behind the word tradition there are many meanings, and some people tried to attach to traditional producers old-fashioned Barolos, dirty Barolos, so certain aspects that were not necessarily applied to all the producers. So I think now there's a much bigger range in between, and it's not modern or traditional. There are some, let's say, traditional producers that applied some technologies, some modern, as it means many years ago in the 90s, have already changed a little bit the way that in which they make their wine. So in our case, if we have to decide between modern and traditional, many people put our style more in a traditional way. We prefer to say that we produce the wines in a way that to truly keep in the wines the personality of our grapes and our vineyards. For that,
I know you are passionate about terroir,
yes,
and the identity of the vineyard,
yes,
the weather, the soil, and
yes,
so on. Could you talk a bit about that?
Yes, in Barolo, the Nebbiolo grape, the terroir is very important. There are very big differences in the personality of the wines, in the characteristics of the wines, depending on the soil composition, the height, the age of the vines, the exposure, and as well, obviously, how you work the vineyards. But wonderful vineyards in different positions with different characteristics, worked in the same way, give different results. And our aim, what we like to do and what we really enjoy, is showing in our wines that those differences, according to us, according to our philosophy, you don't need to use certain technologies. In fact, we do a very simple vinification, very simple aging of the wines, because some technologies, and this is how we feel, how we interpret the wine making in the Barolo area, may help you in making technically some improvements to the wine, but may risk in losing the overall personality, the authentic personality of the Nebbiolo.
How does these choices, as you choose to keep in contact with the soil and in contact with the traditional style,
yes,
still, how does this show in your vinification? Do you use still old big botti, or how
yes,
do you?
We use for vinification. You use cement, concrete tanks, concrete tanks because we think that it's a material that was very used quite used in the past. So yes,
in
it
the
has
past.
been lost, obviously, because stainless steel is more practical, easier to manage. The concrete tanks, barrels, they have many advantages, but they require greater work and greater job.
More work,
We use concrete tanks with concrete tanks, for instance, the temperature, what we consider the best temperature for fermentation, is achieved naturally. In very rare cases we have to change the temperature of the wine and to cool the wine, so we have all the temperature inside an homogeneous temperature. We use long macerations.
How long?
Around 3 weeks, depending on the vintage, but on average is around 3 weeks. And for that as well, concrete tanks are very good, because when the fermentation finishes, the temperature goes down very slowly, and we still have a good extraction from the skins within those macerations. And then after the vinification, the wine goes into big barrels. We don't use barrique, we don't use fusto, we don't use small barrels, but big barrels again, because we want to keep untouched, the more untouched possible, the original characteristics from the grapes.
So you believe that the small barrels have a too large impact on the wine? It disguises too much? Or?
No, we don't think there is not only one method of doing Barolo. There are many wineries that have excellent results with barriques. It's not the kind of Barolo we prefer to do. We prefer to do not to add, not to hide, not to flavors to the wine that are not coming naturally from the grape and from the vineyard. It's a question of a very personal question of choice.
Personal choice. Thank you very much. That's very interesting to hear. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks a lot.
Ja, det var altså Brovia, som fortalte lidt om den her traditionalistiske stil. Som han startede med at sige, så synes han det her med modernistisk og traditionalistisk, det hørte noget til 90'erne til. Altså det er et forældet udtryk, man burde ikke dele det op i de her to mere. Der er mange mere sådan mellemniveauer indimellem, som man bliver nødt til at tage hensyn til. Men dog siger han også selv, at de er der måske mest traditionalistiske, bruger blandt andet for eksempel betonkar i stedet for store ståltanke, og de bruger stadig store budget, altså store, sådan lidt ældre vintønder i stedet for de her små barriktønder. Så lidt forskelligt der. Men helt sikkert, vil man prøve en klassisk producent, en traditionel producent, så prøv Brovia.